There's so much stigma around men who struggles with early ejaculation. A lot of women, they make fun of men who ejaculate early. They are sometimes called 2 minutes men, or they are called noodles, because noodles are cooked in a short period of time. But today, I have Lenerd, my friend here, is an expert when it comes to sexuality, sex, and relationships. Lenerd, this is a very important topic. I know statistics proves that over 50% of men struggles with early ejaculation. What causes early ejaculation amongst men?
Sure, when you just, what you just said there about, noodles, and so I feel such empathy for men, being called certain names. Sure, that's hard, and as you say, it's such a big percentage of men that suffer from that. There are quite a number of reasons. I believe the first reason is our self-pleasuring, our masturbation practice that we have. What I mean with that is when we grow up as young boys, we're often forced to ejaculate fast, or we masturbate quickly so not to be caught, because there's so much guilt and shame and fear around sexuality that we grow up and it's in the shower or it's in the room, lock the door quickly, and then we ejaculate in like 2 minutes. And we did that through all our teenage years. So our brain and our body get used to early ejaculation. It's almost like the neural pathways in the brain is like fired that way in your body. So that entrenches it in your body to come fast. Wow. That's for me. That's the first. That's almost the first part of it. Then secondly, I think it's also evolutionary based.
Okay.
Over the last hundreds of thousands of years, especially thousands of years. When we, when we were in the caves there, and you're there with your woman, but your one eye was the opening of the cave, looking for the tiger or the lion to come in.
Okay.
So you have to make love fast, have sex fast, quickly,
and run away.
And because there's dangers around,
I see.
And so I think there's also part of that. So there's also an evolutionary drive that to come fast was good for the human species to survive.
I see.
Because if you didn't come fast, then you wouldn't impregnate people, women, and therefore humanity was a danger. I really believe we're talking maybe hundreds and thousands and hundreds of thousands of years or millions of years ago, but I think that's evolutionary, also part of our DNA coding and our body coding. Well, a third reason, let's jump straight to the next one, which I think is a big one, is pornography.
Pornography. Okay, let's talk about that, Lenerd, because a lot of people, they struggle also with pornography.
Exactly. And pornography is such a dangerous aspect, especially as far as early ejaculation is concerned. I went the other day and I had a look and see again what's happening there. And brother, there's like a clock in the corner that says tick, 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 and it ticks how long it takes for you to ejaculate, how fast you can ejaculate. Now, can you ejaculate in a minute or 2 minutes, and they say, okay, you'll ejaculate fast here.
Wow.
So, so it's whole of pornography is about ejaculation, about ejaculating fast, and all the movies in the pornography, what they call the money shot.
Okay.
The money shot, what they call in pornography, is often the ejaculation shot,
I see.
So that becomes almost like really taken, almost glamorized. So whole pornography also teaches you to really get into ejaculation. It becomes a destination or a journey. So that's a big part. The fourth reason I think why also this has happened is that we as men have never been taught how to make love. We've never been taught that we can breathe energy up.
Okay.
You're at school and you get there's a soccer coach, there's a rugby coach, there's if you play golf, there's a golf coach. You don't just go and play rugby and you know how to pass the ball or kick the ball and but there's no coach in sexuality or in lovemaking.
That's true.
It's crazy. I mean, I think it's actually crazy, and it's so accepted almost that no one thinks about it. But you should have been your teenager. You should be coached on sexuality and on sex. So, and because there isn't, we as men, generally speaking, don't know that this energy that builds up here in our groin area when we get aroused, that we can actually breathe that energy up in our body.
Okay.
We can spread it in our body. That's just one thing. I'm going a little bit into solution here. But there are so many things we can do to help us not to ejaculate, but we haven't been taught that. So, that education, part that's missing is for me the fourth big piece of why we don't, we have this problem.
This is brilliant information, Lenerd, that you're sharing, because we are not trained, we are not coached on how to make love.
Sure.
It's like a sacred topic, and
Sure.
a lot of people, they don't feel comfortable talking about how to make love to a woman. So when we get married, sometimes it becomes more difficult for us to do the right thing. But like what you are saying, these are very important factors,
Yeah. Yes, and as you're talking, I'm just thinking, not everyone plays soccer. I don't know, maybe 10% of people play soccer, or 5% of people play rugby, but 100% or 99.9% of people make love.
That's a very good point.
Isn't that
That's
crazy?
a very good point. That's very true.
Yeah. So there's coaches for all these different sports, and if you want to study medicine, or you study accounting or law, you go to university and you got coaches there, you got professors there that coach you to do all this. But not everyone is in those professions, but everyone is in a profession. Everyone is in a profession.
Love making business.
Yeah, and they love making business, but no one gets taught how to make love. It's insane, huh?
That's interesting, man. That's interesting. But these are very important teachings, Lenerd, that you are sharing with our audience here. Very, very important aspects of life.
Sure.
Like things like pornography, they give us a fictional aspect of sex. Masturbation destroyed us when we were growing up. And when we finally get the right women in our lives, then we can't perform because of all these factors.
Sure.
But I'm happy that you are going to give us some solutions, to this devastating problem.